Hello and a very warm welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to show you how you can grow geums from seed. Geums are such lovely hardy perennials to grow. They come in a range of different sizes and also different colours. Usually oranges, yellows, reds, peaches, and somewhere around that kind of spectrum of colours. They are the kind of plants that like a bit of moisture, so they need moist, free draining soil, ideal for around the edges of ponds and ideal for clay soil. We have a number of geums in our garden. We have the lovely orange Princess Juliana. She's a beauty. She flowers for a very, very long time. We have the lovely Geum Totally Tangerine, which is another lovely orange colour. We have a red variety, which we're not quite sure of the name because we got it from a supermarket. And we also have Geum Mai Tai, and that is a lovely peach, kind of multiple toned flowers. Beautiful, absolutely sensational colours. Geums can be started off from seed in the spring. So we had a packet of Geum Red Dragon, a lovely red variety. And we bought the seeds and they were sown around March or April. We individually sown them into different compartments of a multi-well tray. The seeds are nice and big so you can handle them easily and plant one per module. You could also use a normal tray and put them in, just scatter them along the surface. We covered them up with vermiculite and allowed them to grow. Seedlings appeared within maybe 1 or 2 weeks. And then as they grew bigger, we then transplanted them into smaller pots. We let them grow even further and then put them into larger pots. So these are the pots now that you see here. And this is how they are a year on, pretty much a year. And they are nice substantial plants, ready now to be planted into the garden or planted into containers. Now I have 6 that at the moment just look like this. They don't have any flowers on them, but I do have 2 which have decided they want to flower this year. Now I do hope the ones behind do also flower this year because it's around the time when they should be flowering, but these ones have got a nice flower stem on. And what I'm going to do with these today is plant these in this nice tin container. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to firstly fill the container with compost part way. And the compost I'm using, because these are perennials and these are going to be in this container for multiple years, I'm using a compost with added John-Innes, and that is a soil-based compost, and this is ideal for longer stay plants. So not the kind of plant you do as a bedding display. That can just be normal multi-purpose, but if you are hoping to have perennials or plants to stay in a longer time, if you do add that added John-Innes, particularly John-Innes number 3, you do get that added bonus of having soil-based compost, good drainage, and it is more beneficial for your plants. So that's what I'm using here, and I'm just going to plant the 2 that are actually in flower, or about to flower, in this container. So geums can be planted in containers, or they can be grown in the open ground. The only caveat to that is if you do grow them in containers, make sure that they don't dry out, particularly during their flowering time, their growing time. So from spring onwards, all the way through the summer, keep an eye on the watering and make sure that they don't dry out. And if you're giving them good compost like I am, it should be free draining, and that's the kind of conditions that they want. They don't want to be really sat in water. It needs to be free draining, but they do not like to dry out. So just in this container, I'm just going to plant these 2. So we can just upturn them out of the pots. You can see they have a lovely root system. They have been watered already, so they already are nice and moist. I'm just going to try and get them so they're planted around the same height as they were grown in the initial pot. And I think 2 in a container this size is just going to be fine. So looking forward to these. When you first see those lovely tiny seedlings first emerging, it's like the promise of what's to come. And really, once you've got past that point, the aftercare after that point is pretty straightforward. So I'll make sure they're nicely firmed in there. And that is perfect. I'm probably going to put them that way because they're about to flower, pointing that way. So that's probably the best location for them. So they look lovely there, and I'll just get some water and just give them a little watering. And the location for placing these, whether they're in containers or in the garden, is a sunny location. They do need a lot of sun, and they can grow in part shade, that's fine also, but you will get the best flowering if you do have them somewhere in a lot of sunshine. So these are going to be perfect. We're looking forward to these lovely buds opening and seeing the flowers for the very first time. I think there's nothing more satisfying than growing plants from seed and seeing the stages and growing them through the stages of maturity and finally getting to see them when they're flowering. So we're really looking forward to that. So thanks very much for watching this video. I do hope you found it informative, and I hope it has urged you to go out and buy and grow geums from seed. A packet of seeds cost a couple of pounds, and you can grow many plants from that packet of seeds, whereas if you were to buy a pot of this kind of size, you're looking at about £4 to £5 and more if it's a more mature plant. So yeah, it is wise and more cost effective to grow plants from seeds. Now, not all geums will come true from seed, so there are ones that are kind of more likely to come true. So this red dragon is usually one of them. So growing from seed is really the way forward, not just for your wallet, but also you can get multiple plants and share them around with people you know, which is wonderful. So thank you very much for watching. Please give the video a like, please subscribe, drop any comments you have in the comments box below the video. Please hype the video if you get the opportunity. We will see you very soon on the next one. In the meantime, please do take care, and as always, happy gardening.